teams and the drivers are ready. On Friday here at the Hungarian for practice 1 and 2, the rain hit the circuit and has washed out the majority of the day. Let's take a look at how the Drivers and Constructors Championship stands coming in to the last race before the summer break, round 12 of the series. So we move away from the best race ever in Germany and move on round 12, the last race before the summer break, the Hungarian Grand Prix at Budapest. This circuit has been on the calendar since 1986, only seen moderate track changes. It's virtually the same as what we originally raced on. Monaco without the barriers, 3 sectors tight and twisty, and boy does it give us close racing. We come here as round 12 of the season. Following this, we have the summer break before the Belgian Grand Prix and Italian Grand Prix serve as the final 2 races on the European stop. Before the flyways begin in Singapore, Russia, Japan, the Americas in Mexico, United States and Brazil, and the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi on the 1st of December. In the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way on 225 points, Valtteri Bottas has 184, and Verstappen now in third on 162 points after 2 wins in the last 3 races. Vettel and Leclerc are now just 21 points separated for 4th and 5th. Gasly 6th, Sainz 7th, Kvyat 8th, 9th for Raikkonen and 10th for Lando Norris. And looking further down, the only driver without a point in the current championship is George Russell in 20th. In the Constructors' Championship, well, that's Mercedes dominant, 409 points to Ferrari on 261. Red Bull on 217, they're now battling for 2nd overall. McLaren took a big chunk last time out, 4th in the Constructors' Championship, but Toro Rosso coming in hot. They're in a battle with Renault for 6th place, Racing Point joining the battle, Haas the level with Alfa Romeo in 8th place on 26, but now finally it's 1 point on the board for Williams, thanks to a penalty for the 2 Alfa Romeos last time out and Robbie Kubica. Finally, all the teams have points, but not all the drivers. Welcome to the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. Let's get on to free practice 1 then, and in the morning session, they say the best way to get over a disappointment is to forget about it and come back stronger next time around, and that's exactly what Mercedes did. Lewis Hamilton topped the time sheets on a 1:17.233. Max Verstappen went into 2nd, Vettel was 3rd, Gasly was 4th, and 5th place for Kevin Magnussen. An interesting session as the 5-time world champion led the rain hit first part of free practice. He just had 2 points coming away from the German Grand Prix after feeling unwell, but he said he's feeling much better this weekend and had a busy session, completing the most laps of anybody with 41 and clocked, as I said, a 1:17.233 to go top of the board. Quicker than Verstappen as well, the winner of the last 2 of the 3 Grand Prix. That is an interesting thing, isn't it? Red Bull have won 2 of the last 3 Grand Prix. Hamilton, of course, only winning at the British Grand Prix. Incredibly close between Ferrari and Red Bull. Vettel was just 1/1000th of a second slower than Verstappen in 3rd place. Not bad. The session was disrupted by light rain throughout, but the teams were able to get a decent amount of dry weather running in throughout the first half of the 90 minutes. There's a few racing pigeons alongside as well. The presenting area. Red Bull's Pierre Gasly bounced back from his frustrating retirement in Germany in 4th. He was 5/10 off the pace and around 3/10 slower than more decorated teammate of Max Verstappen. Kevin Magnussen running the upgraded spec Haas as they continue to try and find out which is best between Australia and the more recent spec. Back-to-back testing with him and Grosjean, but Magnussen was 5th. Leclerc failed to get a tidy lap under his belt, was 6th. Hülkenberg and the McLaren duo of Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz and Alfa Romeo's Kimi Raikkonen completed the top 10. Frustrating for Valtteri Bottas though, he had a problem as his engine hit trouble on his first flying lap. He didn't actually get any flying lap in at all because he had to come back into the pit lane. They detected a misfire throughout that session. they opted to change his power unit with one already in the pool to allow the team more time to trace the problem. Racing Point, who updated their car for the second successive race after getting the points in 4th place last time out, challenging session as well for them. Stroll and Perez spins at the same place before continuing. It was a short session, but short and sweet to the point. Let's take a look at the times then for free practice 1. So Lewis Hamilton tops the first practice session on 1:17.233. Max Verstappen in second on a 1:17.398. Sebastian Vettel third at 1:17.399. Pierre Gasly fourth at 1:17.682. And Kevin Magnussen in fifth at 1:17.942. That's followed by Charles Leclerc sixth at 1:18.188. Nico Hülkenberg is seventh at 1:18.417. Lando Norris is 8th on a 1:18.531, Carlos Sainz 9th at 1:18.702, and Kimi Raikkonen rounding out the top 10 on 1:18.787. Danny Ricciardo is 11th on a 1:18.894, Romain Grosjean is 12th on a 1:18.937, followed by Danny Kvyat 13th at 1:18.982, Alexander Albon 14th at 1:19.223, Sergio Perez 15th on a 1:19.325, Antonio Giovinazzi is 16th at 1:19.488, George Russell 17th at 1:19.649, Lance Stroll 18th at 1:19.722, Robert Kubica is 19th on a 1:20.322, Valtteri Bottas 20th, just 2 laps but no representative time on the board. And let's move straight on to the free practice 2 report. And damp and drizzly. That was a fair summary of the conditions that hit the drivers as we came into second practice session at the Hungarian Grand Prix. But it was Red Bull's Pierre Gasly who topped the timesheets with a Red Bull 1-2. Max Verstappen was second. Lewis Hamilton was in third place. Valtteri Bottas fourth, and Danny Ricciardo rounded out the top 5. Leading times set in the first half hour of the session, after which slick tyres weren't actually possible due to the amount of water that was on the track. There was little for teams to do, and mainly they just stayed in the garage for about 45 minutes of the 90. The man to complete the least distance, just 2 laps, was Alexander Albon. Crashed 5 minutes into the session, out of the last corner, put both his front wheels onto the grass, span round and into the wall, and the car jumping back violently. He was taken to the medical centre but was released with no problems, which is lucky to see. But the red flag came out and the track was a washout. Charles Leclerc, P7, Vettel was down in 13th due to the conditions. Not really a representative session, but let's take a look at the times for free practice 2 nonetheless. So Pierre Gasly tops the second practice session on 1:17.854. Max Verstappen is second on 1:17.909. Lewis Hamilton third on 1:17.995. That's then followed by Valtteri Bottas fourth on a 1:18.184. Danny Ricciardo rounds out the top 5 on 1:18.597. Kimi Raikkonen 6th on 1:18.682. Charles Leclerc 7th on 1:18.852. Nico Hülkenberg is 8th on 1:18.892. That's followed by Antonio Giovinazzi 9th on 1:18.909. And Danny Kvyat in the top 10 on a 1:18.957. Romain Grosjean is 11th on 1:19.149. Kevin Magnussen 12th on a 1:19.178. Sebastian Vettel 13th on 1:19.254. Carlos Sainz 14th on a 1:19.398. Sergio Perez is 15th on 1:19.721. Lance Stroll 16th on 1:19.774. George Russell is 17th at 1:19.889, Lando Norris 18th at 1:24.01, Robert Kubica 19th at 1:24.59, and Alexander Albon just 2 laps, but like Valtteri Bottas in the morning, completing no representative lap time. Free practice 2, heavily rain affected, the times were set in the first half hour. So perhaps not the most entertaining of sessions, most of it spent with the teams and drivers in the pit lane and us commentators having to fill 90 minutes, as some of you already seen if you're watching the features. But an interesting session awaits us for free practice 3 on Saturday morning, when the rain looks to be coming in for qualifying, so stay tuned for that. We'll be back tomorrow with the Saturday practice review at 1:30, on Sunday for 1 o'clock for the Sunday Sunday preview show. And of course, we're back Tuesday at 8 o'clock with the Grand Review podcast before we go on our summer break as well. But don't worry, we'll be having loads more of the F1 2019 game coming up in the next few weeks to whet your appetite as we get back for the Belgium Grand Prix in 3 weeks' time. But we'll be back tomorrow, as I said, for the Saturday practice review, where it should be a more representative day. Friday, though, here at the Hungarian Grand Prix, a bit of a washout. We'll see you tomorrow for Saturday. Bye for now from Hungary.